Hi, let's talk about how you can use color and diagrams to solve ratio problems that are really annoying without being annoyed. Okay, this says Ada is making a chocolate chip cookie recipe, and her recipe calls for a 2:5 ratio of chocolate chips, which I'm going to underline in red, to flour, which I'm going to underline in blue. What I'm going to do right away is I'm going to go to my ratio. I'm going to circle the numbers that represent chocolate chips and flour in those same colors. So 2 is the first number listed, and chocolate chips is the first amount. So I'm going to underline the 2 in red, and I'm going to underline the 5 in blue, so that I remember flour is the 5 and chocolate chips is the 2. Okay. Ada wants to use 3 cups of chocolate chips. Now we have a third number. Do I need a third color? No, because we're talking about chocolate chips still. We already used red for chocolate chips, so I'm going to underline that also in red of chocolate chips. And then they are asking, how much flour should we use? So our question here, how much flour? I'm going to underline in blue because blue is our flour color. So let's talk about it. We have a 2:5 ratio of chocolate chips to flour. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a big giant rectangle that mathematicians call a tape diagram, but I just like to call it a rectangle. And I'm going to split that rectangle up into 5 groups. Do you know why 5? No, I lied to you. 5 and then another 2, which is 7. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 and 7, exactly. So now I have 7 here, but I don't have them color coded, so I'm going to make 2 of them red and 5 of them blue. These blue ones represent my flour, and these red ones represent my choco chips. So I'm just going to put chips there. You know I mean chocolate chips, not potato chips, or French fries like they call them in the UK, which is nuts. And that's not nuts. Sorry, people in the UK, you should call French fries whatever you want. It's not nuts. I'm sorry that I said that. Okay, now, there are 2 spots for chips, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots for flour. But we want 3 cups of chocolate chips. So that means we need to make this value here somehow equal to 3. How can I do that? Well, I'm going to try adding a dot to each box and seeing what happens. If I put 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here, then I have used 2 chips of chocolate and 5 flours. Now, I don't want that. Instead, I want it to be 3. So I'm going to add another dot to each box and see what happens, because I don't have enough chips here. I only have 2. I need 3. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I've done it, because now I have 3 chocolate chips here. Let's count them together. Come closer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I've done it wrong. Okay, there's too much now. How are there too many? Before there were too little. There was only 2 and now there's 4. I need 3. How can I do 3? By keeping the same amount in each box. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I know. I'm gonna cut one of them. I'm gonna throw one of them away. I'm gonna throw one of them away. Hold on. I need a chocolate chip eraser. Where's my chocolate chip eraser? Okay, I'm gonna take half away, and 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 half away. Now there's still the same amount in each box, because it's still the same ratio of 2:5. But look, I have 1, 2, 3 chocolate chips. What? And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half. 7 and a half cups of flour. So let's see. Is 3 to 7 1/2, is that equivalent to 2:5? Let's write those ratios down. I've got 2 to 5, and I want to know if that's equivalent to 7.5 to 3. So I'm going to take my calculator here, and I'm going to see if those are multiplied or divided by the same numbers. I'm going to do 3 divided by 2, and I'm going to do 7.5 divided by 5, and then I'm going to figure out in my calculator, beep, boop, 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 beep, that is times 1 1.5. 2 times 1.5 is 3. 5 times 1.5 is 7.5, which makes sense because equivalent ratios, you need to multiply or divide by the same value. But how does that represent the boxes that I drew? How is that representing multiplying by 1.5? How is this 2 times 1.5? Because there's 2 groups of 1.5, which equals 3. And how is this 5 times 1.5? Because there's 5 groups of 1.5, which equals 7.5. We did it. We did it. Tape diagrams. Ratios. Boom. The joy of math. Bye.